We're starting with Ayah 84 of Surat An-Nisaa. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فقاتل في سبيل الله. So fight alone in Allah's way if they abandon you, O Muhammad, for you have been promised victory. Yani goes back to previous ayahs that were talking about those who were afraid to fight for the sake of Allah. فَقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. So fight alone in Allah's way if they abandon you, O Muhammad, for you have been promised victory. لَا تُكَلَّفُ إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ. You are not charged with responsibility for anyone but yourself. Don't have here some elaboration. وَحَرِّضِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And encourage the believers to fight, O Muhammad. عَسَى اللَّهُ أَن يَكُفَّ بَأْسَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Allah is sure to neutralize the forces of those who disbelieve. وَاللَّهُ أَشَدُّ بَأْسًا وَأَشَدُّ تَنْكِيلًا. And Allah has more powerful forces than Quraysh, and has more severe exemplary punishment. Yani, his punishment that makes an example of you is more severe. من يشفع شفاعة حسنة يكن له نصيب منها. Whoever intervenes a good intervention deterring evil, there shall be for him a share of its reward. Yani, whoever interferes with evil, then there shall be for him a share of its reward. وَمَنْ يَشْفَعْ شَفَاعَةً سَيِّئَةً يَكُنْ لَهُ كِفْلٌ مِّنْهَا. And whoever is an accomplice to a bad involvement, there shall be for him a stake in it. هكذا. That's what's known. Everyone who's involved in a sin shares in the sin. And everyone who's involved in the good deed shares in the good deed. And if the sin is blasphemy, then everyone who is involved in the blasphemy commits blasphemy. Everyone who has a share in the committing of blasphemy commits blasphemy. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ مُقِيتًا. And Allah is over everything, almighty, and shall recompense each one for what he did. وَإِذَا حُيِّيتُم بِتَحِيَّةٍ فَحَيُّوا بِأَحْسَنَ مِنْهَا أَوْ رُدُّوهَا. And when you are saluted with a salute, when you are given the Islamic greeting, then salute with better than it, or return it. Yani, if someone says to you, Assalamu alaikum, then at least return it. So you say, Wa alaikum assalam, or you can return better. So you could say, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. So if someone said to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, then you could return similar, and you say, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, or you could return a better one, and you could say, Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inna Allah kana ala kulli shay'in hasiba. Surely Allah is over everything, reckoner, yani the one who will judge. Allahu la ilaha illahu. Allah, there is no God but He. لَيَجْمَعَنَّكُمْ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. He will certainly gather you from your graves on resurrection day. No doubt about it. No doubt about that day. La rayba fi. No doubt about it. What's it? So it is either that day, لا ريب فيه أي لا يوم لا ريب في ذلك اليوم, or لا ريب فيه, no doubt about that assembly when he gathers you. ومن أصدق من الله حديثا, and who is more truthful than Allah in word? فما لكم في المنافقين فئتين. So what is the matter with you believers being two parties about the hypocrites? وَاللَّهُ أَرْكَسَهُمْ بِمَا كَسَبُوا. What is the matter with you believers being two parties about the hypocrites, while Allah, He made them revert for what deeds they acquired. He made them revert to blasphemy for what they have acquired, for the ill deeds that they have acquired. Who are the hypocrites, as you know? Those are the people who used to pretend to be Muslims. So they knew they were kuffar, and they showed themselves as Muslims. So what type of blasphemy are they committing? They're committing the blasphemy of nifaq, hypocrisy. Where does that blasphemy come from? That's from the qalb, blasphemy of the heart. That's the meaning of the saying of Allah, fi qulubihim marad. There's disease in their hearts. What's that disease? Kufr. There's kufr in their hearts. What kind of kufr is that? That's the nifaq, the hypocrisy. فما لكم في المنافقين فئتين والله أركسهم بما كسبوا. Why are you believers two parties concerning the hypocrites, while Allah made them revert for what deeds they acquired? Also, I don't have some elaboration here that's needed. أتريدون أن تهدوا من أضل الله. Do you wish to guide, meaning to consider as guided, whom Allah has misguided? Do you want to give someone a wrong designation? وَمَن يُضْلِلِ اللَّهُ فَلَن تَجِدَ لَهُ سَبِيلًا. And whomsoever Allah misguides, you shall by no means find for him a path of guidance. وَدُّوا لَوْ تَكْفُرُونَ كَمَا كَفَرُوا فَتَكُونَ سَوَاءً. They would love for you to disbelieve as they have disbelieved, O believers. Then you and them would be alike in blasphemy. That's what they want for you. They want for you to be like them. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ تَعَالَى. فَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا مِنْهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءَ حَتَّى يُهَاجِرُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. So do not take from amongst them allies, yani friends, until they embrace Islam, and as verification of their faith, they migrate in Allah's way. So, and you can perceive that these ayahs are talking about some particular circumstances. Some people who are not Muslims and they have not migrated. فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَخُذُوهُمْ وَاقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ وَجَدتُّمُوهُمْ. Then, if they turn away from that, seize them. That means capture them and slay them wherever you find them. This is during wartime. That's not a command for terrorism. But I'm missing some details here. وَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا مِنْهُمْ وَلِيًّا وَلَا نَصِيرًا, and take not from among them a friend or supporter. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ يَصِلُونَ إِلَى قَوْمٍ بَيْنَكُمْ وَبَيْنَهُم مِّيثَاقٌ. Capture and slay them, excluding those who seek asylum with people whom between you and them is a peace treaty. Yani, so these ayahs are about wartime. Capture them and slay them, excluding those who seek asylum with people whom between you and them is a peace treaty. Yani, there's some kuffar, the Muslims have a treaty with them, and the Muslims were at war with some other kuffar, and those others, they sought asylum with those who have a treaty with the Muslims. So Allah commands the Muslims not to go after those who sought asylum, those who are at war with Muslims, but they sought asylum with other non-Muslims who have a treaty with the Muslims. أو جاءوكم حصرت صدورهم أن يقاتلوكم حصرت صدورهم أن يقاتلوكم أو يقاتلوا قومهم, nor capture and slay those who come to you. They come to you with their hearts tightened at the prospect of fighting with you, with their people, yani fighting against you, fighting you with their people. They don't want to fight you, Muslims. Some people come to you not wanting to fight you, Muslims, and nor do they want to fight their own people with you. They don't want to join forces with you against their own people, and they don't want to fight you with their own people. Here, Allah commands the Muslims not to capture and slay these ones. وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَسَلَّطَهُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ فَلَقَاتَلُوكُمْ. And had Allah willed to put audacity in their hearts, had He put the daring into their hearts, He would have unleashed them on you, believers. He would have unleashed those kuffar on you. And then they would have certainly fought you. But He put horror in their hearts. He made them afraid of you, Muslims. فَإِنِ اعْتَزَلُوكُمْ فَلَمْ يُقَاتِلُوكُمْ وَأَلْقَوْا إِلَيْكُمُ السَّلَامَ. Therefore, if they refrain from you, O believers, and they do not fight you, and they offer you peace, فَمَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ عَلَيْهِمْ سَبِيلًا. Then Allah has not given you against them a way to capture or slay them. سَتَجِدُونَ آخَرِينَ يُرِيدُونَ أَن يَأْمَنُوكُمْ وَيَأْمَنُوا قَوْمَهُمْ. And you will find yet others wanting to reassure you, believers, by hypocrisy, and to reassure their people by idol worship. Yani, some double crossers, you will find them, O believers. They want to reassure you. So they show you that they are with you, and they want to reassure their people. So they show their people that they are with them. So how do they show you that they are with you? They show themselves as Muslims. And how do they show their people that they are with them? They show themselves as idol worshippers. SubhanAllah, these people are really like that. And maybe sometimes you wouldn't conceive that because you're not like that. You're not a two-faced pretender. So these ones, they might catch you off guard, maybe, if you're slipping, because you think good of others and you're straightforward and honest. And they are wicked, double-crossing, backstabbing, lying hypocrites. كلما ردوا إلى الفتنة أركسوا فيها. Whenever they are put back into the seditious test of fighting the Muslims or idol worship, they regress in the worst way and become the worst enemy. SubhanAllah. فَإِن لَّمْ يَعْتَزِلُوكُمْ وَيُلْقُوا إِلَيْكُمُ السَّلَمَ وَيَكُفُّوا أَيْدِيَهُمْ فخذوهم وقتلوهم حيث ثقفتموهم. So if they do not withdraw from you and do not offer you peace and restrain their hands, yani they don't stand down, then seize them and slay them wherever you find them. وَأُولَٰئِكُمْ جَعَلْنَا لَكُمْ عَلَيْهِمْ سُلْطَانًا مُبِينًا. Against these we have given you, believers, a clear warrant for their display of hostility. Yani, you have license, you have warrant to fight them. وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ أَن يَقْتُلَ مُؤْمِنًا إِلَّا خَطَأً. A believer has no right to kill a believer. However, killing mistakenly is not sinful. Killing mistakenly is not sinful. Yani, if you take the words of the ayah, like translate them as literally as you could, it might come out. A believer cannot kill a believer except mistakenly. So a believer has no right to kill a believer. However, yani illa, sometimes illa, not sometimes, a lot of times, illa means lacking. However, killing mistakenly is not sinful. Like you were on your roof working on your house and you slipped off the roof and you fell and landed on a Muslim and killed him. Then there's not a sin on you here. وَمَنْ قَتَلَ مُؤْمِنًا خَطَأً فَتَحْرِيرُ رَقَبَةٍ مُؤْمِنَةٍ. And whoever kills a believer mistakenly, then obligatory on him is emancipating the neck of a believing slave. So it means even though that was a mistake on your part, you slipped and you fell off your roof, you still have to do something. You still have to do something. Yani, if you kill someone, you have to do something. So, yani, any Muslim who committed murder, let him not forget. Might be the person's case if he, as some people say, if he murked someone, a Muslim, that he has to free a slave if he's able to, or fast if he's able to. He might have to fast, as well as anything else that's linked to killing a Muslim. وَدِيَةٌ مُسَلَّمَةٌ إِلَى أَهْلِهِ إِلَّا أَن يَصَّدَّقُوا. And obligatory on this killer is blood money paid to his inheriting family, unless they are charitable. Yani, unless they relieve the debt. That's part of the ease of the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of the laws revealed to Muhammad rather. That's part of the ease of the laws revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the permission to relieve the killer of blood money, or even to pardon him altogether. فإن كان من قوم عدو لكم وهو مؤمن فتحرير رقبة مؤمنة. But if the slain be from a people who are enemies of yours, fought blasphemers, kuffar, who are fought, but he's a believer, then on his killer is freeing a believing slave and not blood money. So what's in this ayah requires proper study from the perspective of fiqh. Like we said before, just because you're taking an ayah in the Quran that addresses an issue does not mean that you are learning the fiqh of an issue, which is to learn the proper details about its judgments. Rather, you're taking now from a different perspective, from perspective of explaining the meaning of the ayah. That's not necessarily giving you the knowledge that you need to implement some rules. Then you're going to learn that from the fiqh. وَإِن كَانَ مِن قَوْمٍ بَيْنَكُمْ وَبَيْنَهُم مِّيثَاقٌ مسلمة ففدية مسلمة إلى أهله وتحرير رقبة مؤمنة. And if he is from a folk whom between you and them is a treaty, then there is blood money paid to his family, along with the freeing of a believing slave for committing for killing. فمن لم يجد فصيام شهرين متتابعين. And whoever cannot find or afford a slave, then obligatory on him is fasting 2 months successively. So that might be the case for someone. If he killed a Muslim in these days, he might have to fast if he didn't fast. Yeah, and you want to do that before you die. Tawbatan min Allah. This is sanctioned as completion of the repentance for forgiveness from Allah. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. And Allah is knowledgeable about what He commands and wise in His management. وَمَن يَقْتُلْ مُؤْمِنًا مُتَعَمِّدًا فَجَزَاؤُهُ جَهَنَّمُ. And whoever kills a believer intentionally, and what's meant here is he kills the believer because he's a believer, so that's blasphemy. That's it. Subhanallah. That's a blasphemy. To kill a believer because he's a believer. That's the meaning of وَمَن يَقْتُلْ مُؤْمِنًا مُتَعَمِّدًا. Whoever kills a believer intentionally, deliberately. As for killing a believer not because he's a believer, but for some other reason, then yeah, if it wasn't lawful for him to be killed, then killing him is haram. Or if you were not authorized to kill him, even if it were lawful for him to be killed, but you're not authorized to kill him, killing him is haram. But then there's still details there too. So what I said so far is correct. It's haram. I didn't say more. There's rules there. Talking about someone who deserves to be killed, but you're not authorized. وَمَن يَقْتُلْ مُؤْمِنًا مُتَعَمِّدًا فَجَزَاؤُهُ جَهَنَّمُ خَالِدًا فِيهَا. And whoever kills a believer intentionally, then his recompense is hell, forever abiding in it. Because killing a Muslim for being a Muslim is blasphemy. That's why he's going to be in hell forever. He's not going to be in hell forever just because he killed a Muslim, because that's not blasphemy. He's going to be in hell forever because he killed him for being a Muslim, and that's blasphemy. وَغَضِبَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَلَعَنَهُ وَأَعَدَّ لَهُ عَذَابًا عَظِيمًا. And Allah's will to punish is upon him, and Allah damned him, banished him from goodness, and He prepared for him a massive torture. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا ضربتم في سبيل الله فتبينوا. All those who have believed, when you go into the land for jihad in Allah's way, when you go out fighting for the sake of Allah, فَتَبَيَّنُوا. Be clear and thorough. Be mindful of whom you kill when fighting. You are Muslims, you're not those other ones. You're not killing indiscriminately, killing the children, killing the women, killing the old people. ولا تقولوا لمن ألقى إليكم السلام لست مؤمنا تبتغون عرض الحياة الدنيا. And do not say to anyone who delivers the greeting of peace to you, this is during wartime, do not say to anyone during this wartime who delivers the greeting of peace to you or says the Shahada to display his Islam to you, you are not a believer. You only want to protect your life and money out of seeking the fleeting goods of the earthly life. Do not ignore his profession to the faith and then slay him to take his belongings. So this ayah was revealed about some believers who killed some people who said the Shahada when they were approached by the Muslim troop, and then they killed them anyway. So you can't do that if you were the Muslim soldiers, and you were out, and then you encountered someone, and you ran up on him, and then he told you, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. You can't just kill him and take his stuff. فَعِندَ اللَّهِ مَغَانِمُ كَثِيرَةٌ. Allah possesses abundant spoils that spare you from having to kill someone like this to take his money. كَذَلِكَ كُنْتُم مِّن قَبْلُ فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ. Likewise were you also weak in hiding your faith, O believers, before. And then Allah endowed grace upon you. Yani, you soldiers, you ran up on someone and you thought he was a kafir. And then when you encountered him, he said the Shahada. So now you have to accept his pronunciation of the Shahada. You can't disregard it and kill him anyway. You believers were also in a position where you would have kept your belief a secret. But then Allah endowed upon you so that you could be open. فَتَبَيَّنُوا. So be clear and thorough. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ خَبِيرًا. Surely Allah is of what you do khabir, all-knowing.